I'm super outside the box. I think I'm so far outside the box I don't even have a box anymore. One of the things that I like to see is that that person has had some soul searching, and like if you can show that on your resume, then like it absolutely blows me away. So what I always put on my resume, which I don't even know I have a resume anymore, but like it's there. So I'm like really big into strength finders, and knowing like, hey, these are my top 5 strengths, which if you haven't done strength finders, it costs $9, go do it like as soon as you get home. It is absolutely fantastic, and like showing that you have actually examined your own life and who you are in that resume, and it takes literally like a 2-inch spot on your resume to be like, these are my strengths, dude. Like, this is who I am, and if that leader knows anything about StrengthsFinder, which most of them probably do, enough to like be like, yeah, that person's gonna be a great fit in my organization. Like, that's my one tip for you on resumes, even though I kind of think they're useless, but I would be okay with that person showed up into that interview with no resume, as long as they could have this awesome conversation with me. Like, I didn't need it written down on a piece of paper, because I will lose that piece of paper, guaranteed.
I'm glad that you went so far as to say they're useless, because I was like teetering on the fact, do I, don't I? You took me there, so I'm appreciative for that. You know, I do think it depends on what job you're looking for. I mean, if I'm hiring for a CSR, customer service representative who is going to be, you know, highly engaged with our customers, face of the bank, first impression, those kinds of things, your resume is not as important to me as how you can carry on a conversation, and now I feel like you're going to represent us in the public. Now, if you're applying for an IT position or something in operations that requires a little bit more specific knowledge, then I would be looking for your experience, training that you've had in those kinds of things I would be interested in. So, again, I'm a huge advocate of social skills, and so I really think that if you can come, I'm with you on this one, if you can come in and carry on a conversation with me and I can get to know who you are, I have a pretty good gauge of whether or not you will fit in the position we're hiring for, or you will fit in with the company and be a good coworker for us. Oh, in the group before, we talked about Facebook profiles, and in the hiring process, we get so many applications, and the first thing we do, like I told them, we're older than you, but we're not totally out of the loop of what's going on. We will look you up on Facebook. We'll make an instant decision at that point in time whether or not we're even going to call you. I understand you're probably thinking, well, that's not fair. That doesn't sound fair. They don't even know me. You know what? That is unfortunately the reality in which we live, that you are judged in a short amount of time, and in this case, it's by that profile. And so I would encourage all of you to think about your own profile picture right now. And if you were looking to get a job with the 3 of us and we saw it, what would we think? Would we call you? No. Would we not call you? Would we be impressed? What's that first impression that you're putting out there? First impressions are so important. If you come in the place of business to pick up an application, are you coming in your pajamas? Because we're not interested. It doesn't need to be a suit. It doesn't need to be a tie. You need to look like you can be put in a position to represent our business to the public. That's the important thing. And if you can't even look presentable to come in and pick up an application, you probably won't get a call back. Even if you pick it up from somebody that you think isn't the decision maker. I'll be in my office and I'll say, did that person pick up an application? Yes. What do they look like? They look like they just got out of bed? Yeah. We don't need it. Send it to HR, we'll get them a declination letter in the mail.